What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about potentially the game of my dreams. And I also just want to ask the question, why was I not told about this game sooner? Now, okay, it's ultimately on me. I will take the blame here, but I have classically said for a good amount of my YouTube career, okay, I want a couple games in my life. One of them, just skipping to the good part, one of them, of course, being a water park tycoon or a water park, amusement sim type thing. And, we got Planet Coaster 2, and, that obviously incorporated a lot of water park features to it, and I'm very, very glad they did it. But, the dream goal is to one day get, the definitive, any kind of roller coaster type thing that people have made and do a legitimate water park simulator, with it. Not just have it incorporated in. Although, we've had great moments of Zoo Tycoon 2, I believe, back in the day, having the kind of aquarium-like features, and Planet Coaster 2 doing the water park stuff. This trailer, though, okay, is 8 months old, and 3 days ago there was an updated gameplay trailer. So I want to thank Tyler Thunder, who actually sent this to me and said, hey, this is going to be for you. You're right, because here's the deal, all right? This is definitely lower budget. We're not going to pretend like it's not. I'm also not going to pretend like I really love specifically the people. I don't really mind. Look, if it wants to be lower budget, which, that's oftentimes not even a choice. That's just a situation. Totally cool. I think you can make fantastic video games. I think you can do some fantastic stuff with a lower budget. And for the record, especially in the newer trailer just a few days ago, the game looks pretty good. I think the one thing that I can't really unsee or see through, or see past, I guess is probably the right term, is the people. The people is like, you think about what just the average individual of one of these tycoon games kind of look like. And I don't need it to look like photorealistic or anything, but, they kind of have a mold. And I think maybe like the 2 Point series has done something where they've made them a little, like the art style is very definitive and very like specific to the 2 Point, but they have their own mold. This one feels like it's trying to do both. It's trying to do like what the people would look like in a Planet Coaster, but then also kind of like, I don't know, just the art style in general of like the 2 Point series. Not a huge fan, but in general, this is what I've been asking for. It really is the ability to control a water park. And I think, look, you got to go for, I think, the main features, which to me is, of course, the water and the slides and the pools. And what I do think the newest trailer does is it really does focus on that. Maybe not so much the slides. I would like to see some of like the newer modern technology that actually Planet Coaster 2 kind of had, right? Some of the more like the roller coaster, I always forget what the name is, but those water slides where you actually like buckle into like what seems to be a roller coaster. There's newer technology, the drop floor stuff, and that stuff that, has been incorporated here and there, that I don't see. It's more of just like actual water slides, kind of like the basic type stuff, but that's still, I'm going to give them credit. I'm going to say that's still a great job. But the pools and the structure and kind of building into like that rock wall that you see kind of later on, like, that I think is something that seems to be a strong suit or something that they're focusing in on in this game that I can really appreciate. So I think where they're going to try to do like their best work is probably also going to be the best, right? Just make a water park tycoon, make a thing where you can actually manage this stuff. You're going to have enough diversity where your water park will be different than mine. And then the rest of it is just like, okay, support it and see where a game like this can lead. Maybe there can be upgrades or things kind of down the line to improve upon it, over time. But, I constantly talk about it. I got to put my money where my mouth is. And I have, kind of historically, I talk about my love of and my fascination and my just outright obsession for pools and water and stuff like that. I mean, I played the game Pools, actually. That was a game that came out on Steam. Thought that game was pretty interesting just overall. So, we've had these things happen here and there, and I've tried to go out of my way to support it. So that's exactly what I'll be doing here as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.